What if £100,000 dropped into your bank account tomorrow? What impact would that have on you and your family? And did you know you could do that from just 2 simple property transactions? And that is what we're going to talk about today in Beyond the Hustle podcast. I am joined by 2 of my high-level inner circle clients. We have got Shane, we have got Francois. They are business partners, they are machines, and we're going to do a deep dive, all things property sourcing and flipping to help you go and get the results. Welcome to the studio, boys.
How you doing, mate?
Have you had a great day?
Yes, good, buddy.
It's really good to have you here. Look, we're going to get into the property deals, and we're going to share how you found the deals and how you constructed the deals and how you've made £100,000 from just 2 deals. Before we do that, could you just take us back, Shane, to where you were at before you met Assets for Life?
Where did it start? So basically, I thought I had everything figured out. Do you know what I mean? I've got my own building company. I've got 3 buy-to-lets. They're single-let properties, and it was basically just saving a little bit more money, buying the next one. And I seen yourself on Facebook, and basically it just got me intrigued. And as soon as I seen you once, then you would pop up again. Do you know what I mean? And then that was it. It was turning for me. But before I met you, I was playing a simple game. It was safe, and it was like, you know what I mean, doing my day job, saving a bit more money, and looking for that final property.
So would you say it was like you found yourself comfortable?
I thought it was going to be comfortable, but it was going to be safe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I even looked at what kind of a pension you're going to get from the government as a self-employed worker, and I had the wife's pension, which she would get, and figured, okay, we can live on about $8,000 a month or whatever whenever I retire. And then I started.
But there was like something inside of you that
I've always wanted more. I've always wanted more.
But didn't quite know how to get there.
That's correct.
And what about you, Francois? What was the turning point for you to go from, well, this is where I am now, to I need to do something else?
I think it was when Shane Shane obviously did the course, and I was working, and he explained to me about it. And I've always wanted to do properties. I knew properties was the way forward because I'd have family members who'd made a lot of money from it, but I never really knew how to do it because I've got a property that was mortgage free in Camden, and people kept saying to me, pull money out of your house, buy a property, but I didn't know how to do that in terms of I put in my personal name or company name. And then when he came along and explained to me the fact that you don't even need to use your own money, you can use other people's money, you can make a lot of profit, I was like, well, then it's a no-brainer, really.
Okay, great.
So then he went and did.
Because you 2 have been friends for years.
Yeah.
Both got your own businesses. And then you saw me on Facebook. Did you come along to one of the free sort of online events? And then you bought, and then you bought the 3-day advanced training.
And then I did the boot camp. That's
great.
correct.
So you came to the advanced training, came to the boot camp. And then I suppose it was you both was at the boot camp. You then made a decision that this was the right thing for you.
No, I wasn't at the boot camp.
Oh, you weren't at the boot camp, so you
No.
dragged him in after the boot camp.
No, I got him doing all the hard work.
Yeah.
As always.
You leveraged him, yeah.
He still does all
I'm
the
an
hard work,
electrician,
yeah.
so you know.
So yeah, after I did the boot camp, day 1 of the boot camp, I was on the phone to him, and like I've never touched any kind of abusive drugs in my life, but the drug effect that I got from day 1 was unreal.
Wow.
And it had opened my mind to just a different concept of how you can actually, you know what I mean, do what we love to do. Because, you know what I mean, on our first few projects, I will be doing all the building work. Do you know what I mean? So I think there was another thing behind it. The construction game in the UK is getting tighter and tighter,
Right.
and you're getting outbid and you're outbid. So I'd said to Francois, this is a way where we can actually create more work for my small company and for Francois, because he does all the electrical and plumbing elements. So we can create work for ourselves and at the same time make profit.
Wow,
You know what I
great.
mean?
Smart
And enjoy
move.
life.
So you're making
Smart
profit and
move.
you're getting paid to work
And you're owning
daily.
the assets, or you're flipping the assets, and you're making profit, and you're doing it for your own business now.
So you
And
get
you're
a
not
day rate
chasing
from
your
it.
business.
And a big thing, you're not chasing money
Yeah.
from clients. Do you
Yeah.
know what I mean? Because it's getting
Yeah,
harder
and more
harder.
clients, they want more for less, and they're
Yes.
squeezing you. And they, like you said, there's all this competition. There's a lot of builders out there, electricians, plumbers, that really they've got the skill set to do this.
Yes.
And if they just had that step-by-step process, they would all be cooking on gas and making a lot more money.
As you
than
guys
what
have
they're
said,
making.
knowledge is key.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just that little bit of knowledge, and then basically the platform that you offer as well. You know what I
Great.
mean? It's there in the schooling, and you
No
know what I mean?
excuses. Not
No
to know.
excuses,
There is no
exactly.
excuses, you know.
So when you was
Tell
at the
my
boot camp, you decided to join our inner circle.
That's
You know, that's not just a few thousand; it's a £25,000 plus investment.
Mm-hmm.
What was it about me and the team and that mentorship where you made that decision?
It was a no-brainer. It was just to be there. You know what I mean? Like many of the other inner circle mentees, you know what I mean. The way that you presented yourselves and you know the 7-step, you know, strategy that you've got, everything. It's step by step.
Great.
And if you follow those steps,
You've got no excuses.
we're
not to
getting the
make it.
results.
Yeah.
We are getting the results, you know what I mean? And that just shows that, you know, everything that you have done the research and put it down for people, it works. It
Well,
works.
you've actually got some incredible results. Like literally in just a couple of months, you've secured 2 more property deals.
And we've got a third one
And
that we're
you've
looking at.
got a third one
Commercial.
on the way, a commercial one. Brilliant. So you're now looking at
There's
bigger
a
deals.
massive profit in that one.
Let's have a look at that first deal. So, as a result of having the mentoring, what did we do and what did we share with you, and what was it that helped you go and get another deal so quickly?
I think I was doing it. Working out the numbers.
So the numbers.
So
Okay,
working out
great.
your profit margin, whether it's worth doing,
Yeah.
and what you can earn from it, and how long it's going to take you.
Great.
And also raising the finance, how
Yeah.
to raise finance
Great.
in an efficient way, where you're not spending too much money on borrowing the money to get it
Okay,
done.
great.
And
So
the thing
keeping
is,
the
we
cost low.
even have one of Francois' tenants is willing to invest in, and she's got a nice purse, and but she now wants to see how the first 2 deals go,
So
which
she's
is good.
watching you.
She's
Yes.
watching, so it means that things will, you know. Look, we love what we do. You know what I
Yeah.
mean. We have passion for the jobs that we
And
do,
we're good at it as well.
and we are quite good at
Not to
it.
blow
yeah.
our own smoke,
So yeah, and it's a no-brainer. Yeah.
So how did you go about finding the first deal? Was it direct to vendor? Was it with an agent? Did
So
you go on
b-
a bunch of viewings?
Basically, we
Viewings, I think.
we did do viewings. You know what I mean. We went on to Rightmove and we seen all these deals, but it was the notes that we took from yourselves about looking at properties that have been on the market a lot of time. Not that one just joined yesterday. You know what I mean? Because you're not going to be able to make that profit in because it's when you purchase is when you make the main
But it's
profit.
also the fact that we networked in the sense that we got to know the estate agent, and when we started talking to her, she then came along with the second property without even it going on the market.
Great.
So we sold it. Basically, it was myself and her had a chat, and we sold it. Look, you get us the properties. Not only will you be making the commission for the vendor, but then we'll return and give you the commission on selling it for us again.
Oh,
You know what I
fantastic!
mean?
So
Yeah,
you've
double
basically
bubble.
locked her on
Yeah.
on a double bubble deal,
Yeah.
Yes.
and built that relationship. So would you say, like, how important is relationship building?
You can't do it without.
Okay,
You can't.
It's key.
You
It's
can't
definitely
do it
key.
without. It's not what you know, it's who you know.
okay.
It's through life. You know.
Oh.
You know who to borrow money from. They trust you. It's all about trust and knowledge,
Yeah.
really.
But
So-
then it's following through with that, because she's at the first conversation. It was like, I've had this before. I've had builders coming to me, etc. But it was that we followed through on the deals. We made the offers. They got accepted. You know what I mean? The first one was a bit tougher. There was another builder against us.
Yeah.
So we went probably $5,000 more than what we wanted to, but we knew that there was still room there to manoeuvre. Do you know what I mean? So
And also, you get that first domino effect. You've
Oh.
now got the relationship.
correct.
You're on the map.
Yeah.
You're doing it. You've got more social proof now. That then led you on to the second deal. So sometimes, is it fair to say that it's okay to sacrifice a little bit of the profit
100%.
to get the
Oh,
deal?
yeah, as
over
long
the
as you're
line?
making something.
As long as you're making.
Doesn't matter if you're making $5,000 or $10,000
Yeah.
or $40,000. It's still more than what you were making before.
Yeah.
You
Great.
know, and we're doing the work as well, so it's our own
Right.
leisure.
So talk us through the numbers then on this one deal. So what was it up for? What was the purchase price? How does the refurb look? And what's the bottom line number?
The first one, it was up for a 220. We got it at we went up to 165. Do you know what 160 was the original cut off? There's going to be about 35 to 40 grand worth of refurb work.
No
with it.
heating, is it?
Yeah. So, but I mean, it's the perfect. It's a Dobson's. I mean, you wouldn't put your dog in there. It is
Okay.
that. It's
So
that
it's
bad.
literally,
Oh, it's
if it
horrendous.
stinks of we, think
You-
of me.
you-
Is
yeah,
it one of those
And I
deals?
love that freeze because I'm like, I can do anything. I don't care as long as the structural work's good. You know what I mean? It's got good roof.
So you've been taught, you know anyway, because you're
Yeah.
from the building trade.
Correct.
But you've got to look past what's
Oh,
actually there, don't
yeah,
you?
yeah.
Don't look at don't look at the walls, don't
Yeah.
look at the colour, don't look at the carpets, the rotting. Doesn't matter. As long as there's 4 walls and a roof, doesn't matter.
Okay.
And that's what people need to realise.
And it's having that vision to you, like on this first one, you know what I mean, the staircase, you got to open up a door to walk up the stairs, and it's like, well, you know, you're going to rip all that out, you're going to make it open plan and make it inviting. And we've even got a concept for like all our 2-bedroom houses that we may go for, because we're picked around the Colchester area.
Okay.
So we'll have the exact same finish on each one, so therefore people are going to see, you know, in eventually we're going to make a name that we know how they finish a project. You know what I mean?
I think you need to
that's
do
the
diligence as well to see
Yeah.
how many properties have sold around there, if they've sold, is there a school nearby? And there's literally, I don't think many properties have sold in that area.
The
And
school's like
next.
it's a
literally
5-minute walk.
no,
We're
5-minute
actually
walk,
we've
and
looked out.
that's-
There hasn't been a property sold there in about 15 years.
And I think the next door
You know what I
neighbours might also be.
So
selling
once
as well.
people live there, it's an area where people want to live.
Correct.
Yeah.
It's a sought after area,
it's,
so
it's an absolute bargain, isn't it?
Yeah,
What
yeah.
what a
It's a quiet
steal to
road,
get
yeah,
that
yeah.
and to put you on that map, yeah. So you know, doing that first deal, how did that make you guys feel?
it was actually, I think the thing was we were nearly shocked that this works. If
Yeah, it
that's
took
the
a while
best
to
way
sink
put-
in. So
You
like,
know what I mean?
oh, we actually bought a house and we haven't even used our own money.
Oh
So,
wow.
yeah,
So-
it was good.
And then like even the second one, it was more of a you had to going from the unpatched course that we did with the Dobsons and that. Then you know what I mean. You were taught different ways of doing it. You know what I mean. You get that no on that first offer. If you get a yes, you haven't done your numbers right. You know what I mean.
You haven't put in a low
And
enough
that,
offer, yeah.
Of course, and that one was on the market. It was sitting in the market 300 grand. It was dropped to 270. It was on the market for 6 months. You know what I mean. I did the numbers on it. I went in at 195, and they were like, "You got to be kidding me." Do you know what I mean? And they're like, our house is worth much more than this. I said, "But this is what your house is worth to me." So, and it was then just working that, having those conversations back and forth.
That's a really good point. So I just want to stop you there.
Mm-hmm.
How did you, or what did you do, and how we taught you to go and put in such a low offer, because that's what
You
it
gotta be
stacks for
ballsy,
you,
yeah.
but without pissing people off. How did you navigate that? Because a lot of people are scared to offer low.
Because you explain to them,
Okay.
you need to explain to them, I need to spend X amount of money on your property to make it to a livable standard and a sellable standard that anyone's going to want to buy it.
Right.
So you're asking for this, but it's not worth that. You need to try and explain to them why it's not worth that and why you need to spend so much money on it to make it to a modern standard.
And then, you know what I mean? So, like, you know, we went at the 195. We didn't want to just go like, so we went in at then 210. Do you know what I mean? I knew there was plenty of room to maneuver there, and that got their attention. So then you sat quiet, and we sat quiet for a week.
Treat them mean, keep them keen.
Yeah.
But it's true though. You need to make them think that you need. It's almost like it is a game in a sense. I don't really need your house. I've got the money.
Yeah.
I'll go and find another one.
Yeah.
And where they don't, they've had no other offers. And they're thinking,
We knew there
well,
wasn't many people viewing it either. Do you know what I mean? So
So you find out the pain points.
Yeah.
What the motivation
But
is.
it was
and
also
you've got to
the-
hold your nerve, haven't you?
But it was the relationship that we had with our estate agent.
Right.
Because she was our estate agent on the first deal. She's found us the second deal. She wants continuous work with us. Do you know what I mean? So I think she played a little bit of part in it too. You know what I mean? Because it's for her benefit, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, you know, we held at 210. 2 weeks came by. Next minute we got a response. How much can you go to? Do you know what I mean? And I says, look, so there's so much needs done to it. We're going to be spending 60k in this place to bring it to a sellable state that people are going to want this house. And so we went in around, well, look, at a stretch we'll probably go to 215, 220. Do you know what I mean? We had our meetings together, and like
I was being
Fred's,
stubborn.
he
I was like,
You
no,
were
give
stubborn.
them 215. That's it.
and
like, well, we really
yeah,
want it.
so you know, we stuck at 220, and then a text message came across. They agreed on it, and that's then when we from Assets for Life we learned about the assisted sale option, and we're thinking, hold on, this could even save us more cash flow. You don't have to pay the stamp duty on it. Do you know what I mean? So then we approached with that. So they're like, oh my God, you know what I mean? They you know, they just want the money. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So we said for a little bit longer, we'll sweeten the deal for you. We'll give you the stamp duty. You know what I mean? And so it means they were getting that little bit extra because they want it around 245, 250. So we says, you know, if you do that, give us 2 months, we'll turn it around. But unfortunately, they were just too.
They just wanted the cash.
They wanted
They
the
wanted
money
the
there.
They wanted the cash. So you still got it at a great price.
We still got a great price.
And
yeah.
the profit on that, we're looking at how much?
About 52.
About 52k.
Yeah.
It's a great place to start, lads.
It's not bad
You know,
for the
from a starting
considered.
point, you know, and
Yeah.
you know, you got your businesses from a
Yeah.
standing start.
Yeah.
2 deals in 8 weeks, and now you're cooking on gas, building those relationships. It sounds like you've just followed
I'm
the
searching
entire
for the
process.
third. I've already messaged Jade, our estate agent, right, find me a third one, and she's like,
Yeah.
do you not want to get the? I says, no, we need a domino effect. We want to keep
Because
things
we could
moving.
get them done in
Well, and-
3 months,
and-
if
and-
at the most.
And also, when you put an offer in, that's just the start. It could take 8 weeks to get
Exactly,
it accepted.
exactly.
Then you've got to go through legals.
Yes.
Then you've got to do the refurb. So it's really important now to keep your pipeline
You need
going.
to, exactly.
Don't go too big.
Exactly.
But just have your nice pipeline.
Have 2 or
keep
3
putting,
going at a time,
keep
Well,
putting those offers in.
We all have a vision. Do you know what I mean? And at the minute, we're not getting any younger, and I love doing what I do. But I said to Francois, 2 years. You know what I mean?
Other people do it for
2
us, but we
years.
know we're being
Let's
ripped
get
off
another, or introduce the team in say 12 months.
Yeah.
Get a relationship with that builder, so therefore you can step off and you can relax more and focus on maybe the bigger projects, because
Yeah.
we've got a commercial, conversion that we're looking at. Francois is doing the checks on it right now. Can we get it transformed?
That's
Because
a game changer if we can get that one, because that's
Yeah.
there's about 1.2
How
mil.
much? Wow.
1.2
Profit.
million profit.
Wow.
So it's
It's
not
huge.
Yeah, it's I think 2.8 they want. I think something like that.
How many units will that be?
6 2-bedroom
6
flats.
2-bedroom
That's
flat
fine.
in Camden.
Okay. Oh, in Camden.
Yeah.
Okay, I was going to say, it sounded
Yeah,
like.
so-
It's 10-minute walk from King's Cross.
Wow.
So
Great.
So
Yeah,
It's
it's good.
fit.
Staying under like 10 units, I think is
Yeah.
good, because you've got to sell these things,
Yeah.
or refinance them. And normally with a commercial, you'll flip them on and take the big lump of cash. And obviously, you don't want to just be in a position. Bigger is better. Bigger is better as long as it's safe, secure,
Of course.
and you can be in and out.
And we've
without
done that
too much headache.
with
yeah?
the numbers we've done that. Do you know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
Francois says he knows the area. He's lived there for over 20 years, and he says 2 bedrooms down here will be 900 all day long.
Wow.
Yeah,
So we've
yeah.
turned it around. I says, well, I tell you what,
Rents.
let's just bring it in at 850.
Right.
The market is changing a little bit. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So
You'll get
be-
£4,000 a month rent otherwise.
Be cautious.
Wow.
So
Great.
so that's where we're at.
Great.
That's
Now,
good.
now, one of the things that we do for you in Inner Circle is that we do meetups.
Love it.
And you also have your one-to-ones that you can book in with the mentors.
That's correct.
How have the meetups helped, and how have the one-to-ones helped you?
I love going to the meetups. I think they're, you know what I mean. Francois has been on a few as well, but the thing, it's just you just get that vibe from there. Everybody's very positive. You know what I mean. Sometimes
you need that boost as well.
You do need that boost, but there's other people there that are maybe struggling a little bit more, and then it's a big family. There's a circle of people there that,
nice to help
that
other
give
people,
that other
isn't it?
people
Yeah.
a boost.
Right.
I've made quite a few friends within the Inner Circle team, and I've got conversations with 1 or 2 of them every week.
Great, that's
know what I
really
mean?
good. So you all
Well,
keep
they're
each
in a-
other to a high
every-
level of accountability.
Exactly.
People
yeah.
at different levels,
Yeah.
but as a team, we work really well together. And what about the one-to-ones that you get? How valuable have they been?
So Phil Elder was the first
Phil,
one,
yeah.
and then we just had one there 2 weeks ago with the Dobsons.
Okay, great.
You know what I mean? And we've made a good
You love the
relationship.
Dobsons as well,
They're
don't
great.
you?
Yeah.
You did the on-patch with them, and
That's
they took you
correct,
around all
yeah.
the agents and stuff like that, which
so,
is great.
lovely
Good.
couple, you know what I mean? Very.
They
it's-
advised us and guided us on a few positions we might have been making, and they're like, no, stay away from that.
Okay,
Definitely
great,
don't. So,
great.
And that's what it's all
It's
about.
obviously making mistakes.
Steering you in the right direction.
well, it's obviously making mistakes, because if you don't have this mentors, then you might start. Oh, yeah, I've got a property. Then you might end up getting yourself into debt, which you shouldn't be doing, or doing something. That
Well,
you
I
shouldn't be
think
doing.
it was where they had the knowledge of the area. Do you know what I mean? Where we were looking at one on the street and we're like, oh my god, that's a steal, and he says, don't buy in that street. And I were like,
Stay away.
happy days. You cross that one out, so you don't.
Well, saves you potentially a lot of money.
Well, that's what I'm saying,
And
yeah.
that's what I think is really powerful about what we're doing in a circle. Yes, we want you to make money, but we want to make sure you don't lose any money.
Correct.
And having us is almost like an insurance policy
It is.
to make sure that you're guiding. And of course, you've got to use it and turn up. And you guys do show up and you do the work. So would you say so far in just a couple of months, your £25,000 investment into high level mentoring has been worth it?
Well, yeah, because that's going to when we get these properties done, that's going to be paid off 4 times over, isn't it?
Great.
In 1 and 2 deals. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's worth it all day long.
Yeah.
But you have to do the work.
Yeah.
You can't just pay 25 grand and expect someone all of it to drop in your lap.
It's not going to happen for you, and that's what you stated
That's
right
like
at day
anything.
one. You
Yeah,
says,
honest,
look,
right?
you've got to work for, and it's the honest approach. Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean? If you don't put it in, you're not going to get the results.
Great.
So-
Well, look, it is so great to have you part of Assets for Life.
Thank you for having
And
us.
I'm really confident that you're going to be with me and the team for years and years and years.
That's the plan.
We love your energy and the relationship that we're forming, and the time I get to spend with you. I really enjoy that as well. So, of course, thank you and well done. Look, there's people out there tuning in now that are sitting on the fence. They have got their head up their arse. They're doing the same thing over and over again. they're successful but they haven't got any time, what would be, words of wisdom or top tips that you'd like to share to hopefully help them move the needle? We'll go with each of you. Francois, do you want to go first?
You need to, it's like anything in life, you need to take risk to get a reward, and things aren't going to happen for you. You need to make them happen, and this has given you the tool to sort of do that. The education you need. There's so much money to be made out there. People don't know how to make it. They're stuck in a 9 to 5, hoping that they're going to earn and save 3 grand, 4 grand, especially in this day society with labour involved nowadays and all the sort of budgets and new tax budget coming up. So you need to take a risk, but you need to be with someone you can trust, and I wouldn't want to do it with anyone else.
Wow, that's really great. What a great tip. Yeah, and yourself, Shane?
Add to that, basically, invest in yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's one of the key things that you have taught us from the very start. Invest in yourself. Make that payment. If you make that payment, you're actually going to do the work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the knowledge that you're going to gain from this, you know what I mean? The other thing about it is the connections.
Yeah.
Having that family connection with the whole team, that you know what I mean? That's priceless.
Well done, lads. Good to have you here.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
We will come back and revisit this.
Yes.
For sure. I know you're going to be
3-4 months time, they'll be sold, hopefully.
Yeah,
so.
you'll be back out. I know you're going to be out with Marbella with us next year, and we've got the award ceremony coming up in just a few weeks in December, which is great. So keep up the great work. Keep scaling, using other people's money. You got this. So there we go. What a great start to their journey in Inner Circle. 2 deals in around 2 months, making in the region of £100,000. And this is real. We're not holograms. This truly, truly can work for you. Come and join us. Spend some time with us. Hang out at our events. Dip your toe in the water. And who knows, you could be in the studio and achieving financial freedom as well. We'll see you on the next episode.